Welcome back, my friends, to another rousing rendition. Sitting on side the road rendition. I pulled off to get some things adjusted, and then we'll pull back on in a minute. This is 95 South. It's kind of part of my daily commute. Listen, let me tell you what my truck carry is today. This is the HK2 from BPS. I've had this in the truck with me the past 2 days. It's sharp as shit. I love BPS knives. I love them because they're budget friendly, they're consistent, and they're just hellacious. And that was $25. If you look at that sheath, and I know I don't have the best camera thing going right now, but that's just a dope looking blade. I've got that, and then I've got my Kodiak Work Tough gear, my big boy with me, an SK85. I always have a big knife with me. And then for kick around folders, I got my Frenzy S35VN, very, very good knife, cold steel S35VN triad lock. Micarta handle scales, very, very comfortable. I love the knife. I love the carry. It's long, it's sleek, it's slender. It's a good stabber. It's just a good one to have on you. I like having that on me. And then I have my Growler Devo knives, lefties, and Collins designs. I absolutely adore the Growler. Dude, I love the damn knife. Love it. I'd love to get back on the highway here. While we're waiting to get on the highway, listen, there was a time in this country where 22 veterans a day took their own lives. Now listen to me. Depending on what you read and what article and what day it is, weekend, whatever, holiday, that number fluctuates. That's why we don't really focus on that other than a jump off point. What we focus on here at Choir Boys Outdoors is the number 0. Anything over 0, vets, is just, it's unacceptable. Please don't fight this fight alone. And all that means is this: you are welcome here. You have a place here. We love you here. We back to blue over here. We support Leo, all to the chagrin of many. And there's many, many reasons to do that. And I know many, many of you have reasons not to. I've had my own troubles with the law. God knows I have. But we're turning a new leaf, and I don't ask anybody to support that. That's a personal thing. How do you do that, Scab? Well, we don't break the damn law. Best we can. I have before. God knows I have. And if I do again, like about to lose my temper here to try to get over in this traffic, we accept responsibility for it. Finally, if you are an addict, never quit quitting. I think that's huge, and I am an addict, and it's a daily fight. And for those of you who've been there, you know what I'm talking about. And from time to time, somebody tries to poke fun. Man, listen, you need a dick. I've had my demons. I've battled my demons. I'm not embarrassed by that. I hate the damage it's done to my family and those that love me. See, that's the problem when you're an addict. It's not about me being a victim. It's what my actions have done to my family. And that's the way we approach things here. This ain't a woe is me channel, ain't none of that shit. But I like to reinforce that addict thing every now and then. Now, here's the deal. I've showed you what I'm carrying. For the love of God, man. I got in the truck yesterday morning at 4:30, and it feels like I ain't got out yet, man. I've been to Orlando, which is the armpit of the universe. I've been up to South Georgia today. I'm headed across the river from my house right now. I got one more delivery to make, and then tomorrow we'll be back in gear at the shop. I wanted to take a few minutes. I'm in that, it's probably going to be about a 2-month swing, man, where it's just a ton of work, and I try not to get upset with it. I wanted just to talk to y'all a little bit today, get on the board, get a video out. But here's what's crazy, man. And for those of you who are new to this channel, I've got literally 2,000 to 3,000 hard use videos. We've only been doing this a couple years, almost 3, but I got a ton of hard use videos if you want to check this out. This is a talking video, a riding video, all that stuff, okay? So here's the deal. First things first. I was riding today up to South Georgia, up to a powder coater up there. We powder coat at the shop. We're just gonna close our eyes. Y'all don't look. We're gonna try to make it. Help me, Jesus. we powder coat a lot of stuff, but I need a lot powder coated. And there's old boy up there that's got a conveyor system. How y'all doing? He can do about 2,000 feet a day. So anyway, I was riding up there, and I happened to flip on Instagram, and a thing about Jed Hornbeaks popped up with the Scabber Stabber. And man, it just pumped me up. Listen, if you don't know what I'm talking about, the Scabber Stabber, simply type in your search bar, Scabber Stabber, Choir Boys, the way I spell it, and you'll see what is partially my design. It was a collaboration with Jed Hornbeak. It is my pride and joy, the sharpest blade I got. A lot of people say it's a modern Gladius. It is not. It is a war dagger. The tip is designed for a specific reason, and I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it at all. I'm just saying, while it's reminiscent of that, it's that knife. And I've always said I'm not a knife designer. I'm not. I gave Jed the dimensions. He worked his voodoo. It's just like the Ego Killer, mine and Donnie's collaboration. Love that blade. That's really not a design of mine. Input. Me and Captain Electro, which right after Blade Show, that knife will debut. The collaboration with me and Cap, he did a magnificent job. Used some of my ideas on a knife. I'm taking that with me to Blade Show. I'm gonna have DJ put an edge on it the right way, the way that I want it on there, and then I will debut that knife. But the thing with Jed is this: he's going to Blade Show, and he asked me not long ago. He said, "Scab, look, it's your design," which that's not true. "Do you mind if I make a couple of these and take them with me to Blade Show?" Dude, I about did a backflip. I am beyond honored, and my ego jumped in, and I said, "Jed, I don't mind at all as long as we call it the Scabber Stabber." Listen, when you buy a knife, it's what you call it. I firmly believe that. If you go up to Blade Show and you buy that blade from Jed, because he absolutely has my blessing, call it whatever the hell you want. Everybody and their brother's going to call you an idiot saying it's a Scabber Stabber, but you do you, boo. Don't matter to me. But know this, in my heart of hearts, it's your knife. Once you purchase it, call it what you will. But I'm super excited. And if you happen to grab one of those at Blade Show, if you're like, hell yeah, I want one of these, dude, run me down. I am not hard to find. Donnie is 6 something, but he's huge. I'm a big dude. I'm easy to find. Trust me, I stand out. Find me. Donnie will be with us. If you can't find me and Donnie, look for the guy that you want to punch the most in the face. That'll be Joseph. One of the 3 of us. Grab me. I'll gladly take a picture with it. I would love to do that. Honestly, if you get one of them, and this is kind of a shameless plug for Jed, whether you get the Scabber Stabber or you buy one of his other designs, make it a point, if you go to Blade Show, to go by his booth. If you can't go by his booth, look him up on Instagram. That dude is talented, man. I shared one of his things today. When I get home, I'm going to do a short with the Scabber Stabber. Bobby Shue asked me if I was taking it because he wanted to check it out. Zeke's asked about a price. I'm going to take my Scabber Stabber just to show if anybody wants to see it. If Jed sells them out, find me. Scab, can I see it? Gladly show it to you. And look, I've had people, what if you did this? Listen, you can modify it all you want. Again, that's between you and Jed. You suit it, you use it to suit your needs. I had a specific goal in mind. I accomplished that goal. If you want to make it a little pointer, make it a little pointer. A little longer, make it a little longer. Listen, whatever. It's yours. You spend the money. But anyway, there's that. Blade Show. Look me up. Look Donnie up. Look Joe up. We would love to meet you. I'd love to get a picture with you. I'm going to do that as much as possible. I'm going to Blade Show. I'll be 100% honest with you. I love knives. I've got, Megan calls it my knife purse. I carry every day 15 to 20 knives. You don't need to do that. You don't need to worry about it. I carry knives for a random video may break out, and I may want to film it. I carry all kind of knives. I like my expensive knives. I like my budget knives. I like all kind of knives. I like doing YouTube, so I like having knives for shorts. If a big fight breaks out, I can hand knives out. If I'm going by a high school and they're brawling, I can pass knives out to kids. That's why I carry all the knives, just so you know. So there's that. The other thing I want to talk to y'all about, and it's probably going to be a long video, but what the hell else have you got to do? I ain't made a video since Monday. I know everybody's jonesing. So the other thing is this: Joe, JS Bladecraft, Joe Love, Joe Steele, Joe Sippy, Joe Blow, whatever you want to call Joe. JS Bladecraft. Blade Talk with Scab and Joe is taking on a life of its own. No matter what anybody, there's always going to be this. You can do this. Because we've had Ernie Emerson, we've had Greg Medford, we've had Leo from Tops, we've had Eric from Phobos, we're having Benjamin Belkin, we've had all kind of people from the community, we've had Miss Hope. What you're seeing now with Blade Talk is it take on a new life of its own. We're going to primarily air it on our 2 channels. We wanted to do a channel. You know what? It didn't work. Sometimes I'm scrapping the channel. I think it's smarter. The show is an entity unto itself. When we ask people to come on Blade Talk, we don't say come on Choir Boys. We don't say come on JS Bladecraft. Come on Blade Talk with us. I want to start a podcast this year. It will either be Blade Talk with Scab and Joe. I would love to have Joe as a partner, but if he doesn't have the time this year, 2023, by the end of the year, I'm going to have a podcast. I want it to be Blade Talk with Scab and Joe because it's taken on the life of its own. I said all that to say, guys, Blade Talk would not be where it's at without Joe. Okay? Joe is the driving force behind Blade Talk. It's out there. That's the God's honest truth. That's not me being kind. That's not me trying to be fake humble. Joe busts his ass to get guests. He got Leo. He went after Ernie. He went after Medford. He's got all of those. I get a couple, but nothing like Joe does. Joe does the follow-up. So I want this video to be a shout-out to Joe, JS Bladecraft. The guy works his ass off, does an amazing job. He deserves to have as many subs as he can get. If you're not subbed to Joe, dude, you're missing out. Just from an all-around, he's a sword guy. But his videos are probably some of the best on YouTube. Quality, but he's also a brother. He's meeting up with me at Blade Show. Me, him, and Donnie are staying together. He's a guy. You know what I'm saying? He's the guy. You need to be subscribed to Joe. He's busting his ass. We got more guests coming for you guys. We got a lot coming. Joe from JS Bladecraft is the driving force. Let me just say publicly, Joe, brother, I love you to death. I do. And I am appreciative for you. Thank you for all you've done. I am 100% sincere in that. I know I joke about punching you in the face and all that. But the truth is, man, I love you. And Blade Talk would not be anything without you. So thank you. Lastly. Right now, guys, I've got a ton of knives to do. I am trying my best to catch up. I've been on the road. I can't, work's work. You got to make a living. I'm doing the best I can. I've cut back a little bit on the shorts. I've cut back a little bit on the content. We're going to ramp back up. We've set goals. 50K. 50,000's in our sight. I have a knife, thanks to JR. Is the Hogue Ritter, and I'm going to mess it up. It's the fixed blade that I'm going to give away at 50K. That being said, massive shout out to JR. I've got a bunch of knives to do from him to catch up. And he always says, man, don't worry about it. But I'm behind now, and I put a lot of pressure on myself. But I am thankful to JR because he has helped get us where we're at. Now, having said that, we built this channel. You and me built this channel in these trucks, riding around in the swamp, in the woods. We built it together, and we built it on knife content. That is the lifeblood of this channel. It will always be. I do have a Patreon and a YouTube membership. I try to do different things off of that. Doesn't mean it's any better. To the idiot, just in case, one of those idiots. It's always Donnie's people. And I love Donnie. God knows I do. It's between Trent and just in case, that's too stupid to understand anything. That, because I have a Patreon and a YouTube membership, that doesn't mean that's better content. It's just different content. And for everybody who is in the choir, thank you. Thank you so much. I use that money for shipping. That's exactly what I do. I ship enough stuff monthly that helps me immensely, and that's the last thing I want to talk about. Guys, I get 1 day a week I can ship stuff. I've been working overtime for 3 weeks. So I know I've got to send Casey his knife back. I know I've got to send a Jack Wolf from Brandon Thrasher to Donnie. I know I've got some other things to send Donnie. I know I've got to send KC. I think I've already said that. I've got a lot of folks I got to send stuff. I got a package I'm getting ready to send to the Edgy American to Shane Gables. I've got to have that day to do it, okay? Usually my day to ship is on Friday. What I cannot get shipped tomorrow, I will package together. I'll get with Brother Jimbo and get him to ship it for me on Monday. I apologize from the depths of my heart if you have sent me a knife to review and I haven't got to it yet. Guys, I'm getting my ass kicked left and right, but we don't complain and we don't bitch about work. We just put our head down and we grind. Last 2 shout outs, Big J's Knives. We're trying to get Big J to 1,000. I think it's important. Brothers of the Knife, Salty Red Corn. I think it's important. Let's get these guys to 1,000. When we get them to 1,000, we'll pick up a couple more and we'll run. Okay? So we got Joe, JS Bladecraft, Big J's Knives, and Brothers of the Knife, Salty Red Corn. Those 3 channels. Somebody post a link for me in the comments. I love y'all. God bless y'all. Let's roll this thing out. Look. We got Blade show coming. I'm not going to walk around and do what every other swinging dick does on the internet. Oh, this is so-and-so, and we're going to talk about, I can't do it. God almighty, I can't do it. If I do anything from Blade Show, it's going to be me meeting y'all saying, hey, this is this guy, this is that guy. I love him. What's in your pocket? I'm not walking around like howdy doody, and nothing against anybody that does. God knows there's not. But I just cannot do what everybody else does. I'm not good at it. Yeah, that's it. We'll go with that. Listen, I'm Scab. You're not. I'm excited about the future, and I love y'all, and I hope I don't have to turn this truck around again because I missed the exit 3 times. I'm gone, son. Love y'all.